Hi, my name is Dr. Brian Curtice, and I'm here to talk about the July Championship 2021 lightweights. We have the number 2 seed, Megalosaurus, going up against the number 7 seed, Ceratosaurus. So let's see how these two perform against one another. Megalosaurus is a megalosaurid, the oldest named dinosaur in this tournament, and the Ceratosaurus is a dinosaur that's one of the oldest known in the United States, named in the 1870s. Similar size, this should be a great battle between the two. A lot of folks have said Ceratosaurus should have been ranked higher. Looked like he used some wrestling moves to pull off the weights, as they're both at the max weight limits for this fight of 1,500 pounds. We wait for it, and there it is, the bleat of the hadrosaur, and the two opponents battle on. You have the interesting contrast. Both of them have powerful arms. Megalosaurid has the more powerful arms, but just barely. But the teeth, the power of the Megalosaurid is in that raw power of biting. However, the Ceratosaurus has a different kind of power. Its head is gigantic, and its mouth is full of bladed teeth. They both spring, and it is a gnashing, crashing, smashing, slashing. This is ma, boca, boca. They are biting one another, slashing, kicking. You almost can't see. It's this whirling dervish, Tasmanian devil look. Just blood and scales and teeth are flying everywhere. The savage biting. They're both wrapping around, biting each other on the sides. This one is no individual will back off. Same weight, evenly matched, pushing at one another, biting and clawing. It's just a matter of who wants it more at this point, or who hits a vital organ. Ceratosaurus just seems to have a little bit more of flesh being removed than each time, not taking anything from the Megalosaurid, who is doing a great amount of damage itself. In fact, they're both starting to slow. The blood loss, just streaming, their face, their neck, it's just a matter of gore. This is actually looking really ugly. The fighters are now slowing noticeably. The Ceratosaurus biting, removing its head back. Megalosaurus biting and clawing. They circle one another, but Megalosaurus seems to have gotten the worst of the wear, but just barely. He starts to fall and go down. Ceratosaurus walks over, bites down, grabs the neck, and this battle is over. Ceratosaurus, however, collapses after defeating Megalosaurus. Ceratosaurus goes down himself. Just down to the wire. Amazing. The voters on this came down. Less than 10 votes separated the two. This has been the first upset in the tournament and the most closely matched in terms of votes. What an amazing job. Congratulations, Ceratosaurus. You'll be fully powered when you go to the next round. Megalosaurus, what a game opponent. It came down to every vote counts. Hi, Dr. Brian Curtice and Aiden Rouse. How you doing, Aiden?
I'm doing good, BC. How about you?
After that battle we just watched, amazing. I'm still exhausted. To recap, we had Ceratosaurus, the number 7 seed, though some believe he probably used some wrestling techniques to drop into the max weight of 1,500 pounds, was squaring off against the grand old beast, one of the oldest dinosaurs named, Megalosaurus, and the number 2 seed. And what a battle. First, I have to tell you, the public, this is the closest fight ever. It came down to less than 10 votes between the two, separated them. And in the end, Ceratosaurus pulled off the victory.
Wow.
Yeah, in the fight, they just went, they circled one another and then just said the heck with it. And they had a no holds bar slugfest, both with their claws, their kicks, their mouth, but bloodied and battered over time. The Ceratosaurus slicing of meat, just kicking those huge chunks because its skull is so big, so much bigger than you think. And though Megalosaurus' power, in the end, because the voters selected on the narrowest of margins, it ended with Megalosaurus dying and then Ceratosaurus falling. But as we know, he'll be fully charged for the next round. So, thoughts on the battle from your standpoint? What you observed watching the two go at it?
So, huge props to Ceratosaurus, first of all, for winning. Ceratosaurus has always had a bad rap on actually winning battles. I mean, all throughout, a lot of people don't see Ceratosaurus as a fairly weak animal. But I've seen the skulls of Ceratosaurus, and I've seen how powerful it looks. I mean, it looks scary when you're looking at it. Granted, again, I'm a huge Torvosaurus guy, so my heart's out there for the Megalosaur. But I think it's time that people start actually seeing the full potential of Ceratosaurus. This kind of weird, obscure group of theropods that we only see for a little bit of time in the fossil record kind of dominate in something finally, which is awesome. And of course, there's lots of debate on what was going on with the skull, right? And who knows? I mean, maybe it used them. Maybe it uses those horns. But again, going back to those teeth are so distinct. When you're looking at the teeth of Ceratosaurus versus Allosaurus, they're so different. The serrations have a different pattern. So who knows? Maybe if Ceratosaurus goes up against an Allo, that may be interesting. Maybe Ceratosaurus will actually take the upper hand for once. Who knows? I'm excited to see, though.
So Ceratosaurus is going to be going up against Utah Raptor.
Ooh.
Interesting battle. We'll have a different conversation, a pre-fight conversation about that matchup. That's very impressive. I'm excited to see that fight. But
I'm excited.
I agree with you. The teeth of Ceratosaurus, we've just been looking at it while you were talking. Just amazing skull, amazing jaw, just a beast. And like I said, props to Megalosaurus too. Coming down to the wire, this is in the 2 years we've been running this. This is the closest ever in terms of finish. We've never had a single-digit finish before, and looking back through history, no one ever got above 15 votes ahead at any point in the whole contest. And they actually swapped positions a couple times early on. Ceratosaurus, up to within an hour of closing, Ceratosaurus had a 5-vote lead. And it was any animal's game. It was crazy. So great job for Ceratosaurus. I actually love Ceratosaurus. I don't understand why people think he doesn't get I don't know why he gets a bad rep. I'm guessing some dinosaur show somewhere portrayed him poorly, or a video game, because every time I see that animal skull at the Brigham Young University collections, the material in the back, that thing is big, savage, and powerful. And I think it's just doesn't have great, it should even have great artwork. I mean, it's got the cool nose, the bosses, and the lacrimals. I mean, it's got a really aesthetically pleasing image too. I don't get it.
It's even bigger than Allosaurus. If you put the skull of Ceratosaurus nassus cornus versus Allosaurus, it's actually bigger.
It could swallow the Allosaurus skulls that I've seen for the most part. So incredible. Well, thank you, Aiden, for your commentary. It's always a pleasure. We'll be sure to check in with you real soon.
Absolutely. Sounds like fun.
Thank you kindly. Adios.